Hello everyone, and today we got a good one for you. So on our rear bumper for our Nissan Frontier, you can look at the step pads and see how faded and old they are. So we're going to go ahead and revamp them to look like this. And this is a very simple process. We're going to remove the step pads, clean them up, go ahead and spray them down with some bedliner coating, and then go ahead and reinstall them, and that is it. It's going to be that simple. So let's get started. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work on our lower step pad. So we're going to go ahead and shimmy under the vehicle, and I'm going to show you how we're going to go ahead and remove this. And let me see if I can get some good lighting with a good spot. So we have these clips right here that are part of the step pads. So there's 4 in the back right here, and then there's one right there on the right side. And you can barely see with the lighting, so bear with me. And then I'm going to go to the left side, and there's going to be one over here as well. Now this one's already broken because it looks like it encountered an accident, but don't worry, we're still going to remove it anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and take some needle nose pliers, and we're going to go ahead and pinch down on this molded clip. And I'm going to take my trim removal tool and just pry it away. All we want to do is just detach it a little bit. You don't have to pry it all the way out. And there we go. So that one's no longer in the hole. And we're going to do the same thing with these 4 internal ones. So again, I'm just going to compress it just a little bit with my needle nose pliers. And I'll tell you what, let me grab my trim removal tool just to help assist. There we go, a little bit of air gap. So there goes the second one. Let's do the third. That looks pretty good. Let's see if we can get our last one right here, because again, the 6th one is broken. And there we go, that popped right out. So all you have to do is just go ahead and pull towards you, and this thing should come right out, and you just gotta lift a little bit upward. And come on. And almost there, come on. There we go. And so far, everything looks like it's in pretty good shape. Only see one clip missing, that's not too bad. So as you can see, the clip's right there, so let's go ahead and pull that out. And at least try to at least, come on. Give it a little wiggle. Come on. There we go. And we could just re-epoxy that. So now that the lower step pad's done, let's go ahead and focus on the upper step pad. And same thing, I'm going to go ahead and shimmy under the vehicle. And it definitely helps to have something to lay down on, that way you're not hurting your back. Now this setup is going to be very similar to our previous step pad. So you're going to see 4 clips there. Then we're going to have a set of 3. And then down the middle, you're going to see a set of 6. And then you're going to see another set of 3. And again, working away to the driver's side. And let me get all the way to the other side. There we go, and that's going to be our last set of 4. So we're going to go ahead and knock out all 20 of these. And out of preference, I'm just going to go ahead and start with my passenger side. So same thing, I'm just going to compress those clips just a little bit while pressing upward. And you're going to see a little bit of an air gap on that pad as I'm doing this. And as before, I'm going to go ahead and use my trim removal tool just to give me a little assist as far as help prying it upward. And a majority of these clips are really easy to get to. There's nothing much to it. However, there are a handful. You're going to need some tongue and groove pliers just to get in those hard to reach places. So the way it's angled, it makes it easier to get to. And there we go. And we're going to repeat the same steps for the rest of these clips. Now keep in mind in the center here, I do have a little bit of bending there. That's because this looks like this bumper was in an accident. So this might fight me a little bit, but for you, hopefully it won't fight you as much. Now let's go ahead and lift upward. And okay, so that went pretty well. Let's go to the other side. And again, I'm using my trim removal tool, just give me a little extra help. Alright, so we got a little bit of fight right in the center, just a little bit. Now, in the center, again, looks like where it's bent really bad, so it's going to fight me a lot more than it's going to fight you. But, a little bit more prying, come on. Yeah, we're almost there, I can basically feel it. Let's give it one pull up, and there we go. And we'll go ahead and take this right out and take a look at everything. It doesn't look like there's any major damage, no issues here. Yeah, I think we can go ahead and keep moving forward. This looks pretty good. Now this spot right here does have a little bit of damage, but I'll see what I can do about cleaning that up off camera, but I don't see it being an issue. Now that we have both step pads removed, let's go ahead and clean them up. So I'm going to grab my soapy water, go ahead and soak these down, and go ahead and scrub them clean. And the whole idea is we want to go ahead and make sure there's no grease or wax left on these before we coat them. And using a clean microfiber cloth, we're just going to give this a very good aggressive scrubbing just to be on the safe side. And this one little area should be the last bit of it. That looks pretty good. Now we'll go ahead and take some regular water and go ahead and rinse these off. And for those of you who want to use a water hose instead of a spray bottle, you're more than welcome to. It'll definitely make your job go quicker. But a spray bottle will work just as good. We just want to go ahead and remove all the soap that's left behind. And now I'll take a new clean microfiber cloth just to wipe these down, just to accelerate the drying process, and then I'll leave them to sit out in the sun. And with our step pads completely dry, let's go and grab some rubbing alcohol and a microfiber cloth, and let's go ahead and douse this microfiber cloth. Let's go ahead and add a nice, very generous amount, and let's go ahead and wipe down these step pads. And the whole idea is you want this surface to be as clean as humanly possible. It's all about surface preparation before any coating or painting process. And I think that's the last bit of it right there. And now for this next part, let's go and grab our respirator in addition to our safety glasses. And this part is mandatory when using this RAPTOR coating we have. This is a 2K RAPTOR coating, and we're going to do a shake for about 2 minutes. And then at the very top, you're going to see a nice little press button. So we're going to go ahead and get that right off the cap. Let me go and peel that away. And dig my finger in there to get that button out. There we go. Then we're going to tip the can over. And then you see that little stem right there? We're going to put that button right on that stem. And this is going to be a little bit difficult, but you're going to press down really hard. And there we go. So you're going to hear a snap, and you should be able to press it up and down a few times. And look at that, there we go. I'm just going to do it a few more times just to be on the safe side because there's hardener in there and you want it to mix. Now take that nice button off, put it back on the cap, and we want to shake for an additional 2 more minutes. Alright, so that looks pretty good. I'm going to go do a test spray off to the left side real quick. And let's see what we got. Alright, so that looks pretty good. Now if you notice, it has a very big puddle when I'm up close. So we're going to apply this coating, but we're going to do it about 2 feet away. So I'm going to start back. And you can see where it's really thick, so I'm going to back up a little bit more. So this is about 2 to 3 feet away. I'm standing back. And it's a very light coating I'm applying. I'm not doing it very heavy, just a first coat. And we want to start before the part, continue spraying until after the part. And I had to move the camera back for this one. So as you can see, I'm spraying before the part and then after. And that's already looking really good. This is looking really nice. That's not too bad. Let me go and lift this up just a little bit. I'm going to try to be careful because I'm going to spray right under this one area right here. And got a nice little coating. That looks pretty good. Set that down very gently. Do a little touch up that one area that touched the cardboard. And so far, this is turning out really well. So we'll go ahead and let 20 minutes pass. Yep. And then we'll go ahead and apply our second coat. So I'm going to go ahead and shake it one more time. Take a nice shop towel, wipe off the nozzle. Do a little test spray, wipe it off one more time. And then we'll go ahead and finish applying the second coat. I'm going to go ahead and apply this one just a little bit thicker since it's going to be our last coat. So we want to make sure we get every spot, make sure we got good coverage. And this is looking really good. This is looking really nice. And I'll make sure I get the sides as best I can because it's all about the attention to detail. Make sure we get that back side. Very nice. And do the last part. And looks pretty good. Let me see if I can lift it up, do the same thing. Again, I'm going to try to make this a little bit thick. Man, I think this is going to turn out looking really awesome. And after waiting about an hour, let's go and check see how they look. Now I'm curious how dry it is. Let's see. And do a little light touch. Doesn't feel sticky. Doesn't feel bad at all. Actually feels really nice. Check this one. Yeah, that one feels pretty good as well. And take a look at this. I'll try to give you a real close angle. Man, these came out looking really good. This almost looks like they're brand new again. Let's see how they look installed. And let's go ahead and start with the upper step pad first. And you're going to see it's much easier to install the step pads than it is removing it. So the first thing we'll do is go ahead and line up all the clips with the holes. And take your time on this. You want to make sure it's perfect. And then go ahead and press down. And as you can see, you can start hearing those clicks the more I press down. So give it a little tighter push down there. There we go. And you want to make sure you hear every one of those click in. Very nice. And again, some of those areas are fighting me because it's still a little bent, but we're getting there. And almost there. That feels pretty good. Do the middle one more time. Come on. Man. Really tight. Let's do the corners. Oh, that was a good snap. And let's get that last corner right there. Very nice. That feels pretty good. And now let's go ahead and grab our lower step pad and let's go ahead and reinstall this one. So I'm going to go ahead and kneel down, just get in a more comfortable position. We're going to try to line up those same clips to the holes. Very similar process. Now this is very important. You want to make sure it's right where you need it to be because we're going to use a little extra force. Okay, that's pretty good. Now, there we go. We're going to add a little bit of extra real hits on this one. And probably one more over here. Very nice. That looks beautiful. Well, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe.